EndNote does provide a solution for those of you who need to share your EndNote library. It's called EndNote Web. EndNote Web actually is its own standalone product, which is web-based and has most of the functions of the desktop application. The details of EndNote Web would be beyond the scope of this tutorial. We're only going to be covering how you can use EndNote Web together with the desktop EndNote to share references. So here is EndNote Web. It is at myendnoteweb.com. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for an account here. If your library already purchased the product from Thomson Reuters, such as the Web of Science, you can create an account for free. Just use your institutional email address and do this on your institution's IP range. I've already done this, so I'm just gonna log in here. Okay, you can see that I have an empty account, and I'm gonna transfer references from my desktop EndNote to here. Now, to share references with other people in EndNote Web, the references must be in groups. So we're gonna create a few of those here. Go to Organize and New Group. I'm gonna create 3 of them: Apple, Orange, and Blueberry. Okay, now let's go back to my desktop EndNote. For convenience, I'm going to create the same groups in my library: Apple, Blueberry, and Orange. I'm going to drag some references into these groups. Okay, now we're ready to upload references to EndNote Web. Let's first set up EndNote Web here. So go to EndNote Preferences. On the PC, you would go to Edit Preferences and click on EndNote Web on the left. Here's where you enter your EndNote Web account information. You may also want to upgrade your account so that you can also upload file attachments. Click Save. Now head to Tools, EndNote Web. If you didn't set up EndNote Web, it'll prompt you for your account information here too. Okay, now you can see that I can do 2 things here. We can transfer references from web to desktop, or we can transfer references from desktop to web. And that's what we're going to do. I can transfer those references that are currently showing in the reference pane here, or I can transfer all references in my library, or I can transfer references in specific groups, which is what we're going to do. So I can pick a group. You can see that those are the groups that I have locally here in the library. I'm going to pick Apple first. Now I can pick a target group on the web, and these are the groups I have created on the web, plus 1 unfiled group, which is always there. You can include any file or figure attachments with this transfer. Notice that only attachments with relative links are transferred. So in most cases, when you attach a file to a reference in EndNote, the file is copied to EndNote's .data folder by default, and this will create a relative link in the reference to the attachment file. If you choose to leave the file where they are outside of the EndNote.data folder, that will create an absolute link in the reference. Most PDF file attachments should be relative link attachments unless you've specifically chosen not to do so by unchecking this box here when you attach the file. Now the rest is simply clicking the transfer button. If you have not upgraded your account, you will get an error message telling you that you cannot upload file attachments, but the references themselves will still go through. Now that we have transferred our references to EndNote Web, we can now share those references with other people. Click on Manage Sharing, start sharing this group, and then type in the email addresses of those you want to share the group with. You can put multiple email addresses with each address on its own line, just like that. You can determine if you want them to be able to have read and write or read-only privileges to the group. Click Apply, and sharing has been set up. When those users log into EndNote Web, they will see the group you shared with them in their Others Groups area, and they can transfer those references back to their desktop application using the same tool. There's one thing to remember though. This process only transfers the references between desktop EndNote and EndNote Web. It does not guarantee the same reference IDs when they are transferred. This means you cannot share your references this way and use these shared references to collaborate in authoring the same paper. To do that, you will need to stick to one product and one library. Either use the desktop EndNote consistently among your collaborators or the EndNote Web consistently. Now EndNote X6 will add reference syncing feature. I'll do another video on that feature once I get hold of a copy. That's going to be it. I'll see you in the next video.